started. The red Terran on the left side of Acid Plant, representing Rise Esports, its future. And on the bottom right side of the same map, Acid Plant, we've seen him tear up a lot of opponents. Is he going to be able to do it again? The blue Zerg, it's Antis. We've had some pretty solid games, guys. It's been great. So we're going to see what kind of strategies we have coming out of Future. And Antis and ZVT. I don't think we've even had a ZVT tonight. Did we? Oh, actually, we might have had one. I'm trying to remember now. I'm not sure. We've already casted so many games tonight, I don't even recall anymore. I don't think so. Anyhow, we have Future and Antis right here. Future is known to be a very high-level Terran from North America, if not one of the highest level Terrans in North America, according to Illegal Act now. But Illegal Act, I don't know if it's necessarily the most accurate thing. But he's debatably one of the best NA Terrans, so that still says a lot. And Antis, not as well known as his opponent Future, but he's making his way. He's been on top of the NA ladder as well, and I think he plays on EU also. And you know, he's trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to get in on that WCS Challenger action. Let me make sure I can still see my chat here, guys. Perfect. So we have a factory going down with the reactor coming with it. So likely to see some Hellion play. I mean, he could make other things, but like Cyclones, but I would expect it to be Hellion. Or maybe some sort of combination of the two. So very safe opening from Antis. He's not taking this third base too fast. I see you guys in the chat saying no more ZVZ. I got you guys covered. Don't worry. I picked the right one, right? I think we're good. All right. So we have a starport being made here. That's a 1-1-1 opener from Future. Classic Terran right here. And Antis going for the third base. So no all-ins just yet. I mean, if he takes the third base, he could still all in, but there's a small chance. It's a little less likely that he'll all in, is what I'm trying to say. Depends if he drones it up or not, basically. So Future is going to be fully aware of that base, and we're just going to follow this Reaper around. We're going to see what it sees. Back home, we do have 2 Hellions being made, as well as a Viking to take care of Overlords. So that Ling is going to scout the 4 Hellions. So Antis is fully aware of what's to come. The Overlord confirms it as well. So back in the old days in ZVT, the meta was to attack the third hatch with the Hellions and the Reaper, but it's not like that anymore. And basically Future is just going in there for a scout, making sure there's no crazy fast lair or anything like that. Just honest play from Antis. So we got some Future fans in the chat. I like it. We got some Antis fans too. I like it. All right, so Future going to town on this Overlord here with the Viking. It looks like we're gonna have a long game here, guys. Both of these guys love to macro, and it's looking like a solid macro game. So we're definitely in for some fun here. So we got a couple Lings just going in to take another look at these Hellions. I don't know if he noticed the medevac. Let's assume that he did. So these queens are posturing all over the place. You'd think they'd go into the main, though, if there was a medevac, right? But he's worried about the Hellions. The medevac is actually completely empty. It's a bait. But the thing is that it never got scouted, so this bait is not being respected. And basically all the units are right here. And we got a drone barbecue right now. 8 workers killed with these Hellions. These are QXC Hellions. They're sacrificial. This Baneling making sure they don't escape. Pretty nice detonation from Antis. Future losing a lot of Hellions here. Was it worth it? Unfortunately not. I think Antis lost. Well, it depends. Antis lost like more resources, but he lost 9 workers. I mean, I guess it's fine. I guess Future is okay with this. It's not like terrible or anything like that, but it's not the best thing he could have done, but it's not the worst thing either. It's okay. I think the fair word to say is it's okay. All right, so let's just follow these bad boys here. Oh my god, my follow hockey's not working. I have to like hold it. This is not how it works. Oh well. I don't know what happened there, guys, but I feel like something I feel like it broke because I can't follow units anymore. Let's try again. Oh, there now it's working. Okay, perfect. Had to alt tab there. Problem solved. All right. So what a game we have here. You know what? I'm going to say that Future is in a good spot because he's ahead of in supply against the Zerg. And any race that's not Zerg, that's ahead of supply against Zerg, it's usually really, really good for that person. Really significant. Zerg typically is slightly ahead in supply against Terran and Protoss, just a little bit. So, I mean, I think Future's macro is on point, his production is on point, and he's opting for the mech opening as well. So we got a lot of Thors, double armory, just really solid transitions here. And actually, this is a quad CC coming out from Future. So he's going to probably macro up with one as an orbital, and he's going to put the other one down as a planetary, I'm assuming. All right, so Antis going in for the counterattack. There is no third base here yet, though, so he's not going to catch that. Okay, this is a pretty huge catch. The Overseer is going to see... Oh, yeah, and you noticed. So he is going to see these double Thors on the way. How is Antis going to respond? What does he have at his 4th? Is he even going to try to go after the 4th? I think he should, and he does. So let's go. These Thors should be able to get a cancel because this isn't done yet, and I think Antis is going to be a little worried, but he ends up keeping the bases, so now he needs to kill these 2 Thors. I don't think he's got the DPS to take it down in time. He does have the transfuses on the bases, but look at these hit points on the Thors. I'm actually surprised this one got lifted up, but you know what? They can still do so much more. They can go into the main right now, which is just barely being defended. These Hydras just spawned, so really good reaction from Antix, keeping these 2 Thor drops at bay right now. And he does force the drop there. I think Future wants to pull out. I think he should pull out. All right, so I don't want to miss any of the action mid-map here. We got a Banshee getting 3 kills in total, just Lings and Mains and stuff. 4th kill right there, 5th kill right there, 6th kill right there. And basically gonna get one more Hydralisk. Nah, oh, he wants it, but wow. I love Future's micro. Really great micro coming out of this Terran here. All right. So the Thor drop is going down. These medevacs are going to be hard to save. I don't think it's worth it at this point. He's going to try and save one Thor. He does. He's going to drop it in the main, and it's not going to get... It might kill a Queen, actually. Wow. So this Thor has 26 hit points, but it's beefy. It's beefy and does a lot of damage. It has to be respected nonetheless. Queens don't do that much damage against this thing, but it should be enough now. Definitely wants to transfuse that Queen. No, another Queen goes down to this Thor. It's going ham, a 3rd Queen. This is toasty. All right, so I got to catch the rest of the action, though. There are some tanks. Yeah, I was looking at that, but Antis just pushed in hard. There weren't enough tanks there. I actually want to give you guys the... I actually want to look back at that for you guys. You guys deserve that. Hold on, let's step back a little bit further. So this is how it played out. Just a beautiful engagement here from Antis. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough for Future here. GG. Alrighty. So that was a pretty nice game. Fun to watch. I showed you guys the proper ending at least. So that makes the score 1-0 in favor of Antis. So If you were to ask me who's the underdog here, I would actually say Antis is the underdog. So I think it's pretty nice that he won. And I'm sure Future has what it takes to fight back here. So let's get into the next game ASAP. The creepy menu music. All right, I got an invite. We're looking good. Hit that follow button, guys, if you haven't already. Easiest way you can support me. I'll thank the people who followed in the last game. We have Zalen A. Thank you very much. And we also have Lux, too. Thanks for the follows, guys. It means a lot to me. So I'm ready. These guys are about to say ready. They didn't even ask each other if they're ready, or they're just going into it. These guys are going ham. Future, like, there's another. Even Toasty's ready. Everyone's ready. Let's get into it. So this game is going to be on Lost and Found. We got a TVZ. All right, so on the top right side of the map, the red Zerg representing Rise Esports. It's Future. Now it's even creepier because I have no music. On the bottom left, representing Infinity Gaming. Winner of the last round, it's Antis. All right, all right. What do we have here? What's poppin'? What does Future have in mind? Typically speaking, high-level players don't like, you know, losing games at all. And when a player loses a game in a tournament, I feel like they're going to hit back very, very hard. So maybe Future will all in. I don't know how his mind works, but I don't know. If I played a game like that where I played my standard macro game, I'd be a little worried, but maybe he's confident and he's just going to do it again. He was a little bit greedy last game. He did go for the fast 4cc. So if you're wondering why he died, you know, the way he did, I think the 4cc might be a factor. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But he evidently could have had more units to defend, because if he had them, then he would have been alive. So I'm assuming maybe that 4cc was maybe a little bit, a little greedy. A little greedy. But we'll see. Maybe he'll do the exact same thing and execute it better and make it work. We'll find out together. So, once again, standard game. No shenanigans. Future's confident. He's going to macro again. For now. And once again, he's going to opt for what it seems to be a 1-1-1. So, he's got his factory on the way already. Let's see here. So, this time, Antis is going to go for a slightly faster third hatch than the other game. So, I guess he's feeling a little bit more confident. Or maybe it's just a proxy scout. What's going on here? Where you going, dude? What? What is this? What's he doing, guys? Take your guesses in the chat. What's he up to? Was that just a scout? Did he have to go? He just needed his privacy, guys. I don't know what was going on with that boy. All right, all right, all right. Future going ham with the CC at the natural. You know, he's going ham. He's taking his natural base. Everyone's going ham in the early game. All right, so more seriously, we do have a tech lab on the barracks. So this tech lab is probably for the starport. So we'll see if he goes into Banshees or something like that. Someone in the chat asked, are these live games? Yep, they're all live, and they're all trying to qualify for WCS Challenger. Okay. So Future, he's just playing the standard game. He's actually not going for a match. He's going for a Viking. I guess he just put the tech lab there because he knows he's gonna need it right afterwards. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got a barbecue. We got 2 drones that died right there, and it looks like at least 2 more will go down. All right, so maybe one more. Maybe one more. All right, so 6 worker kills for Future. Future is opening strong this game. He's coming back with a vengeance. definitely better executed than the first game. So good on him. Antis swinging back with these lings. His Overlord sees that this wall is not completed yet. And in fact, there aren't very many units here for Future. But for well-microed Hellions should definitely, I mean, they don't even need to be well-microed. These lings should not be beating 4 Hellions. But Future, he's working on sealing up his wall here. That's the first step against Zerg. You just want to patch things up, make sure you have a pretty good wall. And Future is going to move in with these 4 Hellions, as well as taking his 3rd base there. So this is a Hellion drop. It's a little bit different. A lot less committed. Oh man, this thing is not working again. There you go. There you go. We got it. So he's trying to swerve around Overlords, but the thing is, he doesn't know that they aren't there. So this drop is going to be pretty much undetected. We'll see if it actually becomes effective or not. Behind this, there is a Banshee being made. We have an Armory being made. We have Cloak for the Banshee as well. So it's looking like another mech game from Future. Alright, so that's a lot of drones right there. Pretty nice. He could actually salvage these Hellions if he loads them up in the medevac right now without losing another one. It's pretty efficient. He should just take them, and he does. Alright. Rap God. Alright, so these SCVs, these lings killed the SCV. So delaying Future's 3rd base a little bit. We have the Banshee on the way too. I don't know if he actually noticed the Banshee coming. So that's a good first step. Did he get a scout off? He did. So he knows it's a possibility. Antis is aware that, you know, it's possible that these Banshees come through. I'm actually a little surprised that Future would commit to it knowing that it got scouted beforehand, because there's just a lot less chance for it to be effective. But then again, 2 Banshees could definitely, you know, catch drones being transferred. They can kill creep tumors. They can still do some stuff even if it's not perfect. I feel like that's a missed opportunity, because not only is that a drone kill, that's a hatch deny. So anyways, Future is actually going to be going after the queens instead, but they have transfuses, so it's not really getting too much done here, unfortunately for him. He's still ahead. It doesn't really need to get damage as long as he doesn't lose it. He doesn't want to lose this medevac though either. Alright, so the second Banshee comes up. As I mentioned, they synergize really well together for drone kills and stuff like that. Just one-shotting drones and killing things that much faster too. Alright, so Antis, you know, going on with his 4th base. Future going on with his 3rd base. It's bruised and unrepaired. I guess he's saving that money too. He's not feeling too threatened yet. That's fine. 2 siege tanks out of these factories coming out for Future. And what else does he have here? He's got a 2nd armory coming up. So double upgrades after his +1 finishes. And he's adding 2 more factories. So 5 factories total. This is going to be a brutal mech army. And notice he's not taking his 4CC as fast as he did in the last game. So a little bit more respect for Antis. And in essence, more respect for the possibilities, right? So very interesting positioning on the engineering bay. I guess he just wants that wall off ASAP, and he doesn't want to do it all with depots. It's understandable. It's good. These Hellions catch the lings, but the lings did not notice the Hellions just yet. They stopped, so there's going to be a ling barbecue right here. Future getting some value with these Hellions. Not a single Hellion goes down, and I would say a little bit more than half of those lings do. Someone in the chat asked, "Do you guys think barbecue Zerg would taste like chickens?" Maybe the legs of the Zerglings or something, you know. But I don't think roaches would taste very good. The name itself doesn't sound like it would taste very good. They don't look very tasty. I don't think that meat is tender. It might just be goo. I don't even think it's meat. I think they're just goo. It'd be pretty gross. But if you fry the Zergling legs, maybe. Alright, so very nice. Very, very nice poke there on the Banelings with the Hellions. I feel like he could have got a couple more, but that's fine. He's got other things to worry about. And a nice counterattack here from Future as well. So how many drones is he actually going to get? Oh, he got a couple. He got a few. So pretty nice, actually. And also just keeping Antis' army in check, right? So very good aggression this game from Future. He's still behind in supply, but either way, I mean, last game Antis was the one that was slightly behind and he still won, and this time Antis is ahead, so maybe he'll still lose type of thing. I don't know, but I feel like Future is in a good position despite the slight discrepancy in supply. The quality of his army is just so much more sophisticated. Yeah, it's just so good. If you compare it to this, it's Roaches and Hydras against like tanks and Hellbats and all that jazz. So yeah, this gets cleaned up. We do have Antis taking the most northern base here. Well, I'll say northwest base. And Future finally puts down that fourth CC a little later than the last game, but as you can see, he's still alive and well, and he definitely has a lot more units than the last game. So if you ask me, I think this opener or this build and the way that he's just played is much, much better here. He's adapted to Antis accordingly. Someone in the chat asked me where's the production tab with a 3-minute delay. I don't think I neglected it too much. I'm sure it'll come back soon, my man. But yeah, it was off the screen for a little bit. I know that. Yeah, instantly you got it back. There you go. I got you, buddy. Don't worry. All right, so these Roaches aren't going to be doing too much. They basically just identified that Future's army is dank as hell. And basically, Antis is going to have to respond here to a maxed out Future. Full mech army against, I would say, a mid-tier Zerg army. Vipers are on the way, but they're not even made. They need to gather energy. So those Vipers are not going to be part of this fight. Basically, guys, this is it for Antis. He's going to have to remax like a boss and slow down this push. He sort of does. He forces Future to siege up a little bit, so delaying the Terran aggression, but at what cost? You know, he's going to have to throw away a lot of Roaches, take a lot of shots in the process here. This is a very, very careful operation for both players, mind you. I mean, Antis is maxed and Antis is at home, so Future does need to be careful. And he does have the Vipers now, so they will be part of this fight. So 2 tanks get picked off, pretty clutch at Ducks. And Future's going to be pulled in here. A few more Cyclones. Pretty good value from these Vipers here. So someone's asking what the score is. The score is 1-0. It's on the bottom of the screen, my friend. Alright, so pretty crazy engagement. More abducts going down on the tanks. Crazy shots on the Vipers from the Vikings, though. But he's pulling the tanks, and he's just making the spread even crazier. These abducts are not helping him right now. I feel like he wanted to abduct the Cyclone so the tanks would not be so close. What a crazy engagement. The Broodlords do make it out as well. The Vipers are getting more energy, so there are some abducts, there are some parasitic bombs, but not really worth using the parasitic bombs. Maybe on the 5 Vikings, though. That'll be up to Antis to make up his decision, but Future with a very dominating lead, and the huge flank from Antis trying to clean things up here, but it's not really a flank, it's just it's an attack from the back. A flank, you need attacks, you need units from both sides. So these tanks are doing really good, and Future not putting all his eggs in one basket, getting a lot of drones. Now that's a barbecue. Now that's toasty. What an engage here from Future. Still maxed, but dealing lots of damage. Yeah, well, I was just trying to illustrate the irony because last game I was talking about how Future was slightly behind of Antis' supply and he won, right? But Antis is ahead, so it would just be ironic if, despite that, he lost. And you know, it's crazy. Antis is behind now and is losing now, so we'll see. So these Vikings are going to town. And the parasitic bomb is finally thrown, but a pretty good split from Future, making sure that this parasitic bomb doesn't make contact with anything else there. So pretty nice. Lots of scans going down by Future. Just trying to be aware of everything that's happening here on the Zerg side of the map. Alright, so these Broodlords are doing some damage, but the Thors are very strong. I mean, if he had just a couple Broodlords more, like these tanks were doing friendly fire too. But you know what? Antix is actually holding on here. The siege tanks are crazy, but there are a couple Hydras flanking, so spraying those shots away. But yeah, he doesn't fully hold on. It looked a little close for a second. Look at all those red Thors. GG is thrown. Future takes game number 2. Well played. Very well played, guys. That is sick. We have a real set on our hands. Another 1-1. Another real set. We'll take it. We'll take all the games we can get. We love it. So let's update the score here. 1-1. Well earned, Future. Good job, my man. Future actually played in the Ghosted PvP Cup as well, and he qualified for it. So that was pretty cool too. He died in the first round, but I mean he's against like the best of the best. So just to qualify for it, he's good. He's solid. So big ups to Future. Like I said, he's the favorite in this match, and he tied it up. So we'll see if Antis is able to bring it back here, or if Future is gonna, you know, dominate and get what's seemingly rightfully his. So we'll see. Both players are ready, and once again, we're going into the game. Get hyped. Toasty! Oh my God, Toasty, calm down. It's okay. It's okay, Toasty. I know. Alright, so this is our first game of the evening on Darkness, aka Dankness Sanctuary. The score is 1-1. And on the bottom left side of the map, giving out all the love, his name is Future, representing Rise Esports. And on the bottom right side of Dankness Sanctuary, the Blue Zerg, representing Infinity Gaming, it is Antis. So I can say that both of these players are playing pretty damn hot. Once again, Antis is the underdog, and he's won other games where he was the underdog. So I'm going to tell you that Antis is playing really hot as well. Noteworthy indeed. So here's the unfortunate thing for the Blue Zerg. This Overlord is going the wrong direction. On a map like this, this is what can happen. You can scout the wrong place, and it could end up hurting you, you know? So right now, both OVs are going, this one is going across the map, which, oh, not even. It's going to stay right in the front here. So Antis is not really going to get a scout that soon, and Future is not really trying to scout just yet. Okay, there you go. I wasn't sure if he's going to go down for a CC. It was a little bit early. So yeah, Future is going to go out now with this bad boy. Maybe he's going to try and intercept like a scout or something. He's going a bit of an interesting direction. Let's just follow him. Let's just see where he goes. Future actually did take his second CC finally. So once again, you know, this is a huge map. Macro games are extremely likely here. So we'll see what happens, boys and girls. We'll see what happens. So here's the deal. Future got really lucky with a scout, and Antis got really unlucky. Antis could almost guess that Future did spawn on the bottom left, but he still can't be 100% sure because Future sent his SCV at like it wasn't right after the barracks, it wasn't right before the CC, it was like in between. So it could be a little confusing. So now Future just put a little Star of David here. He's like, I'm gonna check. It's not a Star of David, it's close enough though. He's gonna check for a third base, keeping it kosher. And we have the Reaper getting a drone kill, actually. Pretty dank. Almost got a second one here, too. So, pretty nice play. Pretty nice play here by Future. And a bit of a lucky scout as well, because he got him on this first scout. An unlucky scout by Antis. Gonna try and save it, but he does it with the clutch Reaper positioning. Wow, Future. Relentless with his Reaper. This is like a Semper Reaper almost. This is crazy. Alright. Alright, alright. So, Future just getting a lot of intel. He's got 3 kills on this bad boy, and it's still alive. The SCV is checking for the 3rd, but it's pretty safe to assume that this 3rd is going down. He can go confirm it with this Reaper if he so desires. But on the flip side, Future also has some Hellions, and he's going for the 1-1-1 once again. And especially on a big map like this, I feel like he would definitely just stick to the mech once again. Someone in the chat asks me a philosophical question. Who is Toasty? Toasty is life. Toasty is Toasty. But if you'd really like to know, the origins of Toasty come from Mortal Kombat. And if you ever played Mortal Kombat, some of the versions, you do something crazy. It's not a finishing move like a fatality, but if you do like an uppercut, you'd have a guy come out of the screen going like Toasty. Toasty! But I brought it back. We gave him a second life. So right now, Antis is getting barbecued pretty hard. 8 worker kills. And mind you guys, it's only 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. So 8 kills is pretty significant. Antis doesn't even have his 3rd base. But he is pushing back here with Roaches, catching Future off guard, especially on this map. I don't think he expected it. In fact, I don't think I expected it. There was a Liberator, but this wall could be closed. He could split up the units, but he doesn't really want to do that, and he doesn't. These Roaches are getting a lot of value. The Lings are getting a lot of value as well. The SCV is on hold position here, but right now there are 21 workers killed in favor of Antis. Future scrambling. He's just trying to keep things together. He wants to qualify for WCS. Antis wants to qualify as well. He knows this is his chance, but Future looking like he's holding on, but wait a second, we got a reinforcement here. The Cyclone is getting surrounded by the Lings. The Roach gets focused down, and these Lings are going to go for even more SCV kills. Every SCV here is pivotal. Behind this, Antis is droning up, guys. He's making 2 Roaches, but 3 drones as well. This is getting pretty nasty as well. That CC took some damage. These Lings trying to get that last Hellion kill. My goodness. This Medevac, 6 HP. This Hellion, 17 HP. It's getting a little tough here for the Rise Esports Terran. It's getting a little tough. Alright, so we got 2 Liberators coming out of Future. And, you know, this is what he needs. This is his comeback mechanic. Like, he needs to be annoying with this. He needs to hope there are no Ravagers to deal with this. And he needs to put them in really good positions, and he needs to hope that there aren't spores like that. So basically, this is how he's going to go for it. He's going to put 1 on the side and 1 in the middle where there are no spores at all, but there are queens. So there are some kills that are, you know, being had here, but that Lib definitely went down. This one is getting some damage. I guess we don't need to just look at the workers killed, but you can also look at the mining time lost. But still, Future is in a rough spot for him, unfortunately. Alright, so Antis. He's fighting, guys. He's really wanting this. He's wanting to make a name for himself here. He's giving Future a hard time. Future is doing something pretty smart, though. I mean, he's going for Cyclones against Roaches, so there's really no harm in the way he's playing right now. It's a fine response. But the issue is that he needs to take a 3rd base, and he's not doing it. He can't do it. He can't afford it. It's either a 3rd base or base or units, not both, basically. So I'm thinking that Future is pretty much forced to all in here. I think he's forced to all in. I'm sure he's not feeling very good in this spot. And he is pressuring with some Hellions here. They do get in. They get a couple. They got like 3 kills. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. It's, you know, 3 kills for 2 Hellions. It's fine. But Future can't really afford to replenish those Hellions the way that Antis can afford to replenish those drones right now. I think that's the issue. Any trade here isn't that good for him because he's planning on pushing in. Well, unless I'm wrong, but it feels like he's... Oh, no, I'm wrong. Perfect. So he's taking the third base. He's just playing very, very safe and delaying it a long time. And that's totally fine because Antis actually did not take a greedy fourth base at all. Antis is respecting the fact that Future could potentially push out with an all-in. So I sort of like this move from both players, you know. Future just keeping Antis on his toes despite all the losses that he incurred economically. And yeah, that fourth base I was talking about does go down now. He actually takes the closer fourth base, so I guess he's hoping, or I guess he's confident in his abilities to defend this base, and also he's wanting to probably just spread more creep. So like I said, this is he was feeling confident to defend it, but I'm saying that because it's harder to defend this, right? And it goes down right away. I feel like Antis should have put it here or something, because he could easily creep spread there and not have a building at risk like that. All right. It's getting a little crazy up in here, guys. It's getting a little crazy. Okay, so Future was wanting to play defensively. He wanted to break down these rocks to block a path here and just secure his third a little bit easier, or at least limit the pass that Zerg can take. All right. So we got Cyclones, we got Hellbats, we got Hellions, all that good stuff. These roaches, it's just pure roaches coming out of Antis, honestly. Like, what is his supply? He stayed on those 58 drones for a long time. He made only roaches. He's going into Hydras now with +1 range, with Carapace. And I mean, these roaches are still, you know, they're putting in some work. They're slowing down this third base. So, you know, Future won't be able to mine just yet, at the very least. But this is not gonna keep him from mining for too long. So Antis trying to spread Future thin here. This army is just barely enough to hold. The siege tanks on the high ground are the clutch. And I mean, Antis does have a single overseer to get high ground vision, but he still cannot engage these tanks. This is very, very, very nice by Future. So crazy engagements. Antis trying to hit from multiple fronts here, trying to get some value trades. I don't think this is it though. If he just shoves here, oh, he cut him in half. Okay, that's toasty. What a great play here by Future. It's gonna enable him to basically section off and give his tanks time to reposition as well. But I don't know if it's gonna be enough. It was cool, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Oh god, 4 siege tanks, but the Hydras are out of range and they're still forcing the CC to lift. What a tense game. Alright, so here's the next twist to the story. We got a Spire on the way. So even if Future deals with this relatively well, he has little to no anti-air. There's like a few Cyclones being made, but that's not what he wants against mutas, I don't think. I think he'd prefer to have Thors. I think he'd prefer to have Widow Mines. But I don't think it'll even get to that because it's looking like Antis is taking a very cost-effective fight right now. It's so big. I'm going to have to zoom out here. You can't do that if you're playing the game itself. So it's very difficult to multitask the way Antis is, and it's very difficult to defend the way Future is. It's difficult. Alright, so we got some mules being dropped here. I mean, Future is really a boss at holding on. You gotta give him some props. Like, this is crazy. It actually looks like he could stabilize. It actually looks like that. Although, don't be fooled. There's a huge bank for Antis, and he just spent it on like 13 Mutalisks. So this is the trump card. This is why Antis's attack didn't look that good, because he was banking that money for these mutas. And I mean, you know what though? Future knows. Future has 2 Thors in production. Did he get a scan off? I mean, that's just game sense, guys and gals. That's just game sense right there. He got Thors right when he needed to. This is so good for Future right now. He might be able to defend this. This is what gives him the chance right now. And the Thors are almost completed, so it looks like he'll be able to. There's a few Cyclones here, so they can do something. And the missile turret is pretty nicely placed as well. One on the high ground would have been really nice, because typically speaking, they do come in inside the base. But wow, look at this Thor. Oh, the toasty shots from Future. We gotta call out the toasty when toasties do, guys. This is great. Goodness gracious. Is Future actually going to defend and come back here? Is it possible? Do you guys believe in the dream? And on the flip note, is Antis just getting a little tilted? Is he getting a little nervous? Because this game is so important right now. Who knows? I feel like if he just sat back and got into his hive a little bit faster, he would have been in a much better place this game. But because he stayed on the same tier tech, besides the Mutalisks, I guess, those mutas really did not work out for him. I mean, 2 Thors took care of 13 mutas. That's what I call, efficiency. That's definitely efficiency if I've ever seen it. All right, all right, all right. So we got a bit of a skirmish, a few Lings against a few Hellions. Nothing too crazy. They do get a kill, though. Not too bad. Relatively even trade there. All right, so Antis, he's got. Let's take a better look at Antis, shall we? He's got +2 melee on the way. He's got this base in the north really well saturated. So many bases on Darkness Sanctuary. Honestly, this is nice for him. He's got pretty good creep spread. Maybe it could be a little bit better, but it's a big map, so it's hard for me to tell, honestly. So I won't critique it. And Future posturing with a relatively good army here. This army can definitely get value. There's only a difference of 10 supply here, and the quality of Antis's army is not looking as good. Where are the Vipers? Okay, so we have 5 Vipers out for Antis, and he's literally stuck between a rock and a hard place. Okay, so this base can be sacrificed. I feel like it's not even worth fighting for it that much. And there we go. We got some pretty clutch ducks, excuse me. Those clutch injects, though. All right, yeah. And injects won't save this base, by the way, if Future ends up going for it. Wow. This is incredible. Beautiful Cyclone hits on these Vipers. The Overseer is getting targeted down. The Hatchery, everything is taking damage right now. We got some siege tanks on the low ground, trying to move forward a little bit. Future's re-sieging up now. Great positioning. I'm gonna actually zoom out here. I can't zoom out anymore, actually. This is it. But this Hatchery is forfeit. That's why Antis actually got this one here at the north. He should be able to sacrifice that base. The time it took Future to kill that base, it took a little while. And Future can't really push with too much confidence yet. He's trying to. But I think he knows he's in a pretty good spot here. I mean, right now, mutas would be really good because the Thors are non-existent. I feel like a couple mutas here, and these Vikings might go down. So let's see what's being produced right now. We got 5 more Vipers on the way. Parasitic Bomb could do wonders as well. And they do scale better throughout the rest of the game. If only those mutas were still alive, they could have done some work here. So in fact, there is hope for both players right now. But Antis is going to have to clutch hold. But this is all in, guys. Future will not have the money to replenish this army if this attack fails. So it all comes down to this. And mind you, Antis has a lot of bases on this map, a lot of creep on this map. He just doesn't want to lose his tech structures up here, which takes a while to get to. So I feel like he just needs to trade efficiently and play this calm and play for time. So there you go. This Thor gets abducted multiple times here. Get over here. There you go. This is crazy. Future fighting really hard. The supplies are so tight. The army value 75 supply to 84 supply, 82 now. The trades are pretty gnarly. These tanks are going down. The abducts are so clutch. These Vipers trying to get energy off anything and everything, but they're getting sniped at the same time. Antis not being careful with these high-tech units here. All right, so look at this 360 surround, almost 360. This is crazy. But there are tanks on the high ground protecting the tanks on the low ground that are protecting the tanks on the high ground. It's crazy. All right, so Antis is dwindling. He's at 75 supply. His income is pretty damn high, though. I feel like he just needs to save his units. He does not want to keep throwing them away, but it's such a low unit count. I guess it's working out for him. Wow, this is so close. A couple lings on the tanks will actually cause some friendly fire as well. But this scan actually catches units coming down the ramp. That's crazy. GG is thrown. Future takes it. Wow. Wow. I could have seen